after Liverpool's recent run. How much did you not just need a win tonight, but a statement win as well?
Oh, listen, I don't know if it's a statement, but obviously it's a win and something to build on, and on to the next.
Sense of relief, though, amongst you all?
Listen, we in the football, or at least I'm in the football business for quite a while, so I don't think there's relief. But obviously we were all disappointed with losing games, and obviously it was a positive that it didn't happen, at least in my time. I think losing 4 in a row. So obviously that's something you have to then deal with as a group. Stick together, block the outside noise, and keep working. And today we won. That's it. We got 3 points on the board, and now we recover and have to be ready for Brentford.
Don't often see the two centre-halves scoring in the same match. Talk us through both of those goals, because they were almost a carbon copy of each other.
I think I had my goal obviously was in front of the goalie. I think Hugo was a powerful header. I think the last time we did it, I think, was in Milan. I think so. Good that we could be important in scoring goals and securing the win, of course.
If there's one small negative from tonight, another goal conceded. How frustrating is that not to keep a clean sheet?
Yeah, listen, we try to keep clean sheets, and you keep working so hard. And in football, obviously, you can concede goals. Unfortunately, today it happened, but it's about how you react. And in the end, it's about winning games, improving, and every day try to be better than the day before. And it sounds maybe cliche, but that's the only thing what we have in our mind, and we should have in our minds. And don't, like I said, don't get dragged into all the negative things that's going around at the moment. We want to perform, we want to improve, and that's the aim we have.
How difficult is it to block the noise out, though, when it's all going on?
Well, for me, it's quite easy. But I'm obviously quite longer in the business than others. But obviously, that's definitely a message that we have. You know, the only way that you can play your game in the best way possible is to focus on the task ahead, and that's perform as a team, because that's the only way you can win games. Obviously, we have the individual quality, otherwise you won't play for Liverpool. We have to do it together in order to be successful, and keep going, and don't get dragged into all that stuff.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't get dragged into all those pundits talking about the game or
it's
anything
not pundits,
like that.
it's all like internet nonsense.
Was it easy for you two to block out the noise?
Yeah, was for me.
Yeah.
Was it?
What about you?
Yeah, the same. I didn't listen to any of it. I mean, I know it's ironic because we're sitting here covering the game, but I think when you have issues as a team and it's gone difficult, you need to block out all the outside noise, and there is a lot of noise. In the dressing room, you know what's happened, the manager knows, the players know, and you fix it. When you listen to everybody else's opinion, you know, there's too many opinions, and it can make a mess. And
before the game, we haven't been overly critical about Liverpool at all, have we? I think you've been quite measured in how you should respond to it. And when you play 600-700 games like we have, you're always going to go through peaks and troughs. When you win trophies, people go overboard, and when you lose a couple of games or lose a semi-final, people go overboard. So it's just about keeping the medium, and you always know that a couple of days later you've got another game to try and prove people wrong, and that's what Liverpool have done tonight, and so they should do.
They did need a response though, and that must be satisfying for them to get it, and also to get 5 different goal scorers too.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it started from actually just defending properly. You know, a couple of the goals came actually defending a little bit deeper and then in transition. You know, I think if they defend well, they will be absolutely fine. You know, they have so many wonderful attacking players. So I think even Virgil will know that. He'll probably say, get people a little bit closer to me. Let's defend properly and let the boys at the top of the pitch win games.
Maka, let's rejoin the game when they're already 1-0 down and they needed somebody to give them a little bit of a spark, and it was Ekitiké.
Yeah, and we mentioned him before the game because he's been a real bright spark in Liverpool's attack since he joined the club. And his goal was really nice. The first touch was excellent. This one over across Robin Koch. He has to pull himself up. And then his awareness to slow himself down, have a look at the goalkeeper. Doesn't rush at all. Everything is cool and calm in his mind. He knows exactly what he's going to do. Look at the goalkeeper, slows down, gets Liverpool back in the game. And he has to play now, doesn't he? I mean, I don't know whether Alexander Isak has got an injury. Well, that'll come out in the next couple of hours, but he's a starter all the time. He's really
he's their best player.
Yeah, he's their best forward, isn't he?
With the two of them starting tonight, if it was a dress rehearsal, not so much a dress rehearsal. If it was a competition or an audition, then Ekitiké is very much one hands down.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think not only that, I think there were at times today, he played almost as a 10 and he dropped and he received the ball. He's a beautiful football player. I think obviously size, technically, and it looks like he can kind of embrace the pressure of what it's like to play for a massive football club like Liverpool. So he has to be a guaranteed starter at the moment.
So what now for Isak? It's very, very early days still, and there are so many games. Will it do anything to his confidence of coming off at half-time and this tonight?
It will if it's just a sheer choice. You're not playing well enough and get off, but I'd be very surprised if it's not an injury or some sort of precaution, because to bring somebody off after 45 minutes when you're 3-1 up, when he wants to play more minutes to get his fitness levels to such an extent, I'd be very surprised if it wasn't something else. And if it is something else, then Arne Slot has got an easy decision to make now against Brentford, because you really play Gakpo, Ekitiké and Mo Salah, because Isak's struggling and Chiesa probably needs more minutes. So it may spare him a chance of dropping one of the four forwards. But again, we'll wait and see when we finally get to know what's wrong with Alexander Isak.
OK, well, we're going to get some reaction with the other striker. Ekitiké is now speaking with Jules Breach. Let's go over to Hugo and her now.
Hugo, you lit this stadium up so many times as a Frankfurt player. What was it like to score here as a Liverpool player so soon after you left?
You know, I had to. It was a great feeling. Obviously, it was something special today for me to come back. I would say at home. You know, I know everybody's here, so it was a special game for me. And obviously, win, that was important, and score my first goal also in Champions League. I'm really happy.
When you're one-on-one like that with only the keeper to beat, talk us through what you're thinking.
I just keep it cool, calm, you know. I do what I can do. I knew he will come and he will open the legs, so I tried just to put between the legs, and that worked. So yeah, that was good.
You didn't celebrate. How much do you owe it to this club for the player that you are today?
I have so much respect for them. They made the player I am right now. I wouldn't be here if I didn't came to Frankfurt. Yeah, I just can be respectful and grateful for what they gave to me, and I will keep what I learned there and the value they gave me with me all the time in the future.
It was your first time starting a game with Alexander Isak. How did you find it?
I think that was good. Obviously, it was not the best half time together, but I think we can improve together. You know, he's a very good player, and I know in time we need to work together and find a good association, and I think the links will come and then it will work.
Of all of Liverpool's new signings that came in this summer, you seem to have settled in so quickly. Why do you think that is?
I think because obviously in my brain I feel good at first. I have very good teammates, good staff. I love my life there. So I said a word, and I just hope I'm going to keep going because it's consistency in football. But yeah, I feel really good, and yeah, they just helped me a lot. So I think that's why I'm calm and I'm just doing my thing.
Well played.
Thank you.
He's got quite a brilliant attitude, really, hasn't he? Very calm, very chilled. Here's his touch map. What did you make of his performance overall?
Didn't have to do much to defend, did he, Mark?
No.
The thing is, he is everywhere, and I think normally you think about, you know, a Targeman, a Gyökeres, or those types. Haaland. This guy is a pure player. He's a beautiful football player. This is ridiculous, by the way. The pace that he has, and not only that, this second one, this touch I think is amazing. And then the composure. He said he knew the goalkeeper would open his legs. I didn't know that. He didn't even know him. He just signed this summer.
Yeah, he's probably just said that in his interview, I think, mate.
No,
That's all it was. Oh yeah, but it was nice and calm, wasn't he? Goalkeeper comes flying out. Has a look at the goalkeeper to see where his body is and how he's positioned, and gets his goal.
He has a confidence which I think is quite unique, actually. You know, I don't think you can really teach that. He carries himself with, I think Fletch said it in commentary, he has an elegance to the way he plays. And I think he's got something special, I think, about him. You know, obviously he's a fantastic player, but like you said, he's calm.
He's got a real good body shape on him. When you see him running with the ball, he moves his shoulders really well, and he drifts left and right. He just looks like a real natural runner. And he's very skillful as well. And of course, coupled with the goals he scores, you know he's going to score plenty if he stays fit.
Let's talk about Mo Salah, guys, and whether or not it's too early to talk about any kind of changing of the guard yet, because this could also just be a little bit of a momentary blip for Mo Salah. The consistency that he has had over his career, especially at Liverpool, has been incredible.
Yeah, one of the best, and he deserves, you know, maybe he's had a little rest today, but that won't last very long. He'll be back in on the weekend. The season that he had was one of the best I've ever seen last season in terms of goals and assists. And he's still scored a couple in the Premier League already this season. Not like he hasn't scored at all. And he could have had a couple even against Manchester United. So I think to make him a little bit angry or maybe push him is not a terrible thing. And they have options now to rotate in case somebody has a dry spell.
Has the complexion changed now to what it was at the start of the show? not in the studio, but perhaps online?
Yeah.
Has everyone calmed down?
Well, listen, I mean, Florian Wirtz got an assist, didn't he, tonight? I mean, and before anybody starts saying that second
You're
one,
not having a second
that
one.
second one is not an assist. It was a simple pass to Sloboslai. That was an assist. But his first one was an assist, so that gets his confidence levels up. And then people stop talking about that. So loads of tick boxes tonight for Liverpool and a lot of the players.
Yeah. Congratulations, well done. Arne Slot with TNT Sports.
Where's Ali?
He's up in the commentary box. Yeah, I know. Good to go? Arne, congratulations. How much did you need that win?
Yeah, we needed to win. And what we needed more is another performance where we've created a lot of chances, but that then also the players get the reward with a win. And that's what happened today.
Yeah, you spoke a lot in this run of defeats about the fact that you were getting the chances, but the players weren't taking them. You've got to be pleased with the way they took them tonight. 5 different scorers, including your 2 centre-halves.
Yeah, I saw a lot of similarities, by the way, today compared to our other games, because the first chance they got was immediately a goal, and maybe the only chance they got today, but that maybe was because we went 3-1 up, and it's easier to control a game of football if you're 3-1 up than if you are 1-0 down or 2-1 down. So again, hardly conceded anything, but the main difference between this game and the 4 before was that maybe not all of them, but most of them, the other team scored a set piece, and now we were able to score 2 set pieces, and then people focus a little bit more on the attacks we had in the second half than on the misplaced passes, which we probably had today as well. But if you're 3-1 up, you are judged differently than when you are 1-0 down or 2-1 down.
Ekitiké was always going to score against his former club tonight. Of all your new signings this summer, why do you think he's found his feet the quickest?
I wouldn't say quickest, but he found his way, what were your words? Feet on the ground?
Yeah.
No, I don't know exactly the English saying, but he's done well for us every time he plays. But again, the focus is then mainly on goals and assists, which he's done well for us. But there are also other parts of our game which are needed to win a game of football. And I saw players working really hard for them to create, I think, 1 or 2 counterattacks where one of them was scored. And that's also a main part of our game, and that's what they all did really well, including Hugo today.
It's the longest we've seen Hugo, Ekitiké and Alexander Isak on the pitch together. Did it work?
Hugo got a big chance and he scored them. Alex got a few. Unfortunately didn't score yet. But he had to go off at half-time because he felt his groin a little bit. So that's a pity, but yeah. I've said it many times, it's such a difficult balance to find with a player that missed out 3 months. You bring him slow, you bring him slowly. People also maybe sometimes argue if you cannot play him more or more often or longer. And now we've played him for the second time in 3 days, and unfortunately he had to go off. So let's hope for the best. But it's not an easy balance to find if a player has been out for so long.
Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
OK, so Arne Slot confirming there that the substitution of Isak at half-time was due to a groin injury, feeling his groin, which for Liverpool fans, that will be really disappointing. I know they have Ekitiké, but a big marquee signing like this, to have a little bit of anything is going to be a bit of a worry.
Yeah, and to be fair, he hasn't, obviously, I mean, he didn't have a pre-season, probably his own doing, really. Yeah. But I think now he's probably had 4 or 5 weeks, and I think people thought he was fit and healthy, so to go off injured would be a big blow to him, and I think obviously to the manager. But with Ekitiké and Mo Salah, I thought Virgil played well today. I think he'll play on the weekend against Brentford. Plays a little number 10, so maybe they're going to settle on a team.
Well, luckily they're sharing the goals out, and the centre back stepped up today, didn't they? Virgil van Dijk getting a goal.
Yeah, I mean, he's already got a goal this year, hasn't he, against Atletico Madrid. Virgil, very powerful in the box. I mean, it was a mismatch, really, when Knauf was marking him and then gives up. And as soon as you let a 6'4", 6'5" centre-half get a run and jump on you, lovely delivery, and he's not going to miss from there. And as Virgil said, him and Konate scored against Milan last year at the San Siro, and they've done exactly the same again today. Just too powerful, just shrubs Knauf off again, and can't really miss from there, can he?
They're not even whipped in, those balls.
No.
You know, they're just kind of placed for the boys to go and attack it, and they're just too big, too strong. I mean, they're great headers.
Do you want to have a look at the next one? It was Cody Gakpo's goal as well. This one for 4-1 and an assist for Wirtz.
Yeah, this was when Liverpool were in cruise control, really. No pressure on the ball. Szoboszlai wins the ball. You can see here, and they just give in. You see the forwards around Szoboszlai just give in, and then he plays Wirtz with a simple ball. This was the harder pass, to put it on the plate in between the centre defender and the goalkeeper. And, Wirtz gets his assist that people have been crying out for, and this is a proper assist because he puts on a play for Cody Gakpo, who's been arguably Liverpool's best forward since the start of the season, and he gets yet another goal. But Liverpool had 18 shots, 14 on target today. They were very, very dominant, particularly in the second half. Frankfurt just got tired.
This all was topped off by a pretty brilliant goal from Dominik Szoboszlai as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a fabulous ball striker. He's been unlucky, really, because of the issues they've had at right back. He's had to go in and fill in there. And to be fair, he plays really well there, but they need him in the middle of the park. Obviously, athleticism is probably the best of those midfield players in there, and he's a fantastic ball striker. So
I think with McAllister, hasn't hit the right type of form yet, and Gravenberg's had his injury worries. He's been the standout midfielder, hasn't he? As Owen said, he's played in a number of positions, but I thought tonight he was excellent. His energy levels are brilliant. He's a great, great athlete, and of course he's a great striker of the ball as well.
You get the impression when you hear Virgil van Dijk being interviewed that he's not getting too carried away with this win. It's almost like they're really disappointed with the slump, whatever you want to call it, the 4 losses in a row, but they want to get back to business and try and kind of regain some of the consistency that they're going to need to get in the title race. And I say get in it like they're not in it, but they're in it.
Yeah, but that's why he's probably not over-celebrating. These guys want to win Premier Leagues again, and they want to win Champions Leagues. You don't really, obviously you celebrate in the moment because you broke a losing streak, but these guys' goals are the biggest, to win the biggest trophies, and they'll be right there. As long as they sort out the defensive part, the players at the top of the pitch, they're good enough to win the Premier League and the Champions League.
First up, they've got to back this performance up against Brentford, which is on TNT. Saturday.
Absolutely, that's the most important thing. They've won tonight and they've won really well, but they have to back it up. As you said, they have to go again, and they have to be fit, and they have to recover, and they have to get down to Brentford and get the right result, because if they don't, then this game will be forgotten about. Of course it will be. They've got Real Madrid coming up in the next game of the Champions League, which is going to be hard. So they need to back it up and get some confidence and win. And instead of LLLL, it's going to have to be WW moving forward now.
Who else in that team? Because we speak a lot about defence. They're going to have obviously another window coming up soon in January and December and everything. Is that an error? Do you think that they'll go back into the market? And do you think that they're going to need to strengthen defensively like they could have done at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, they probably need another body. But I think they need to figure out the fullback situation a little bit first.
Yeah.
I thought Frimpong started, came off injured. Bradley came on and played quite well. I thought Robertson was terrific. Yeah. I think he'll start against Brentford on the weekend. But I think as soon as they sort that defensive out, and I do think they'll get a centre-back, whether it's Cahill or whoever, that is the recipe for them to go to win the biggest trophies.
Mm. Who's got the best squad in the Champions League, do you think?
Champions League? In numbers, I think Arsenal have. I think Bayern are excellent, but
Bayern don't have any depth.
Barca or Bayern don't have any depth. I think Real Madrid have depth, but I think in terms of quality, I would say Arsenal have the better squad.
Mm-hmm.